What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. Another episode of the Platform Podcast. It's been a little bit. We took some time to get moved into our new place. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll obviously see a little bit different room here as we get situated with our new place. Been about a month. If you have not ever watched an episode before, listened to an episode before, you can find them all: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast. This will be episode 7. And today on the show, we can get into it. We got a very, very special guest, DJ, event coordinator, who also has an amazingly inspiring story behind him. We got Nesh on the show. Nesh, thank you for popping in, joining us on the platform. What's going on, man?
What up? What up? Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely, man. So we're going to get into a couple things today. We're going to have you talk about, obviously, DJing. We will get into your work outside of DJing with Affinity and with After Dark. We'll dive into as much as you want to with your personal life and some big changes that you've made within the last couple of years here. So let's get started, man. How'd you get into this crazy life of being a DJ?
I want to say 2016. So yeah, 2016, I went to Bonnaroo for the first time. And it was like my first music festival. Mm-hmm. And I saw Getter, and like he's like an OG like dubstep head, like, and I was like, dude, this is fucking crazy. Like I just fell in love with like the whole DJ culture.
Yeah.
It was like my first ever DJ set that I like saw.
Okay.
So I was just like, this is crazy. And I didn't start DJing like until 2020, but I saw that and I was like, yo, this is so sick. And I was like, I want to do this. And it took me a little bit. I'll get into that. But yeah, I was pretty bad on drugs and alcohol. So once I got sober, I picked up a DJ board. And yeah, that's like how I first like fell in love with like DJ culture. I think nobody knows this, but like I started out as a dubstep DJ. Like
that's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna say like, yo, is that what you were into at that time? Was that style of music?
Yeah, like I only spun dubstep for like probably like 7 months because I feel like learning the mixes on dubstep was pretty easy because it has like, it kind of like after a drop, like it's very like low and then like you can just bring in another song. And then probably like 9 months after that, like I've always loved hip hop. Like I was raised on hip hop, so yeah. I just started doing more hip hop, and then now it's like more like house hip hop is what I do. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's like how it started. But yeah, I was a full dubstep DJ. If you ever went to like our warehouse parties like back then, it was just straight fucking like dubstep.
Just banging dubstep the whole time.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah.
I would have fucking hated it.
Hell yeah.
I can like go to events and shit like that for a little bit, but man, I can only take the screwdrivers for a while. Yeah. Even still, like now I'll find remixes and edits and stuff on record pools or online that'll have like perfect build-ups, all that kind of stuff, and then the drop comes and it's just like such a hard, obscure drop that I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like
I don't know. I really love that. I love that like dubstep culture. I think it's crazy. I really love it. Yeah. I don't know.
So you were at Bonnaroo, so obviously you're out here in Tennessee, but you're originally from LA?
Yeah, Redlands, California. Yeah.
So how long have you been out here?
Dude, I've been out here for 8 years now. Yeah.
Okay, so
I've been back and forth like a few times since then. I went back home twice a year, so yeah.
Gotcha. And so getting started after going to festivals, when did you get started with Clean Boy, your promotion that you started? And then kind of tell us about what you were doing with that.
My first party with Clean Boy was 2018? My times are skewed. I actually started DJing 2018. My first party with Clean Boy was 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, I met Chris. Shout out Chris. He's on some crazy shit now. He's doing like sales, but yeah, I met him. And I was like, yo, I have a crowd out here. And I want to be like a part of like your like events that you're throwing. And he was like, where like he was doing like these crazy parties at Belmont.
Okay.
Like crazy parties. He was going to Belmont, and so he was throwing like these parties like DJs and PJs, and like this party called Lit that he had, and then he had parties like Traffic Jam and Baseville. So I wanted a part of it. And so I was like, dude, like I can bring people, like, you know, blah, blah. And like, I really just wanted to get like my name in there, like, so I could DJ.
Yeah.
So I got like an opening set. I was like super hyped. It was like my first DJ set ever. So I like did that, sold out event. We threw it in this old venue called Moguls, if you guys remember what that is, but it's like a barber shop that turns into like a fucking like warehouse. So it was like a 300 cap room, and we just like brought in a bunch of crazy production, and yeah, we just started doing it like that. And that's like where I first got my like taste of like promotions and like late night and like, you know, events and stuff like that. So I was 19
at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I was 19.
So did you start Clean Boy, or was like Chris running that and then you just kind of were helping him, or what?
Chris was started Clean Boy, and I just came in and like started running it with him.
Yeah.
And I guess like helping him out more. But yeah, started doing that. And then he like moved to Atlanta, and so he like got like a crazy sales job, and is like he started like his own business doing like sales and marketing. Yeah. So there was nobody really running Clean Boy. I tried to run Clean Boy by myself for a little bit, but it wasn't really working on my end. So like I wanted to like start my own thing. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted to start my own thing. And then I met Matt, and Matt had been running Affinity. And so Matt actually, how me and Matt met is kind of crazy. He like DM'd me because he was like trying to get sober. Mm-hmm. And I've been sober for almost 6 years now. So like that's a big part of my story is like sobriety. I think that's like the only reason this shit works is because like sobriety for me and Matt has like made me like turn more into like a business head. Yeah. So I kind of treat this like a business. Like I don't do this to like party. Like I do this because I see like a real potential in like creating a culture out here in Nashville, which I don't think we have in this kind of industry. There's no promoters in Nashville. Like,
yeah, which I think is crazy. And I mean, I listened to you guys both. You were just both on Love You Buy.
Yeah.
And I listened to that whole thing because I kind of, I wanted to be able to hear it and listen to it because I hadn't heard their show before. Yeah. But I wanted to make sure we weren't kind of just going over the exact same stuff that you already just went over and making you feel like you're just going to spit the same stuff back out. But yeah, I mean, the story between you and Matt that you guys both talked about is insane, and we'll get into that in a little bit too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy because I've been out here a year. Yeah. Like not even in a couple weeks, it'll be a year. And
so you've seen it. I mean, like there's no promoters.
It's wild.
These venues like don't really know like the whole late night like culture. Mm-hmm. I think they're adapting to it. I think in the next 5 years, like Nashville's gonna run shit. Yeah. Like I fully believe that like Barstool coming here, Bottle Blondes, MGM Grand, you know, there's like the Ritz is coming here.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just building so much shit out here. So like, I don't see like Nashville not being like a very leading like late night culture city. I think that's what we're like known for. It's just in a different genre, and that's totally cool. But I think like these nightclubs coming, like Barstool's now doing like club walkthroughs. So they're bringing like, they had like Flo Rida now, like they're doing him this weekend, and they did Cheat Codes here. Cheat Codes, on July 4th. And yeah, like I think like that market is coming here. And I think like it's going to be like a heavy like bottle buying. Yeah. Because people come here to get drunk for like cheap, you know? Which is kind of crazy because like drinks are like $10 to $20.
Yeah, where it's not cheap.
Yeah, but it's like they want like the honky tonk, the live band, like that's people here. But like I think like the culture's adapting to more like that like, I don't want to say Miami because we're not there yet, but I do want to say like it's going to that realm of like LA, New York, Miami, just in like a different environment. Yeah. So yeah, I see it like thriving. That's why everything's opening up here. That's why Barstool even came here. I feel like that's why Bottle Blondes wants to come here. That's why
it's definitely what they're like trying. You want to be like that Vegas, that Miami type.
Yeah.
It's just hard, like you're saying, with so many of them just being bars, just like just honky tonk
Yeah.
bars, party bars, stuff like that, where it's not really that nightclub aspect.
Yeah.
Where companies like a Barstool, who will know what they're doing from other cities, like having their place in Scottsdale and Chicago and Philly.
Yeah.
And then obviously Bottle Blonde, who have you ever been to a Bottle Blonde?
I've never been. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I used to DJ at the one in Chicago too. And then they're just fucking on a different level.
Yeah,
and
they're crazy.
The one here will thrive.
It will fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll definitely make Whiskey Row and like all these like places maybe like rethink, because I know they're gonna go crazy.
Well, they're like
knowing
rival
Bottled Blondes.
companies too.
Really?
Yeah, Bottled is owned by EEG.
Oh,
and
word.
then Whiskey is Riot Hospitality.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they like each other. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the owners of those companies aren't the best of friends.
Yeah. I mean, I would. Yeah. You know.
So I'm sure there'll be
some.
some drama that we'll hear when Bottled opens up. I loved Bottled in
Yeah.
Chicago. Went to it all the time, and then my buddy Strategy DJs at the one in Houston all the time. So
Oh, word.
Maddie and I actually went out there when they opened up that one in Houston, and even like during COVID, they were still just fucking partying out there.
Yeah, dude.
It's a good vibe. So
Yeah.
but that's
I'm
figuring that part
excited.
out will be dope.
I'm excited to like bring that here, because
Yeah.
when that comes, like, it just helps my business, you know, like it just helps everything about it. So yeah, like I just see Nashville like about to be like something really crazy.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's growing fucking astronomically,
so
dude.
fast, man.
Yeah.
There's traffic on Sundays now, bro.
Yeah. There's traffic every time of every day for like no rhyme or reason.
It never was like that. You
Yeah.
could drive straight on 65 for fucking forever without stopping. Now,
Damn.
like, it's
I
just
wish.
crazy. Yeah, dude, it's
I don't
nuts.
get it. Anything like that's why I'm so happy now that to be moved downtown.
Yeah.
Because before, even being like 10 miles outside, that shit could take 30 minutes or it could take an hour.
Yeah, dude,
And you have
it's-
no idea why either. So it's crazy.
It's crazy.
But
so crazy.
But yeah, I mean, you're talking a little bit about your company. So let's see with After Dark. I mean, you have Affinity, and then
Yeah.
After Dark being the kind of the child to it.
Yeah. So Affinity is like, and people don't understand this, but and I get it, because I've been I started out really badly, like trying to separate the brands.
Yeah.
But Affinity is owned by After Dark technically.
Oh,
But
so it's
like-
the other way?
So, well, Affinity like owns After Dark, but After Dark is its own entity.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
its own LLC, like it's its own like corporation.
Yep.
So Affinity is just like the parenting
parent, yeah.
company. Yeah. So like, cause when people are like, this is an After Dark event, people are like, this is an Affinity event. I'm like, no, they're like two very different things. Like I'm trying to differentiate the brands. Like After Dark is like bottle heavy VIP clientele, like sexy, cool, like, you know, just like that type of thing. And Affinity's like live music. Like Affinity's like main source of income is like bookings. So like they do like every venue out here, like they book. Yeah. So they book a lot. I wouldn't say they book everyone, but like, yeah, that's like the goal, is to like get all the bookings.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, After Dark is like mainly events. It's mainly like that type of stuff. It's mainly like bringing like hip hop and house culture here.
Okay.
Like I want to mesh that and bring it here.
You don't want to
So-
do country?
No, I want to say so far away from country, man. It's not even funny. Yeah.
So when did you guys start? Because Matt started up Affinity.
we did a New Year's party in 2021 going into 2022.
Okay.
So Matt actually hired my services through Clean Boy to promote the event. And so we did that. It was a blowout event, sold out. It was hosted by Two Turn Tony from TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did
bring
that.
some ducks over.
Yeah, he was funny, man. He's crazy. And
Yeah.
like him and Matt are like now like boys. Like
Yeah.
they're like homies. Like he was just recently here. They kicked it. But yeah, so we did that together, and I really realized that like I really like working with Matt. Like our crowds were different, like we're different people, and like we know how to like promote, I
Yeah.
think. And so in January, Matt was in New York, and Alejandro, if you know Alejandro, he books church. He owns Church and Union and Ophelia's
Okay.
and all those spots.
Yeah.
So he was like, they ran into each other like in New York, and Alejandro was like, yo, like I'm looking for promoters. this was like the first time a venue's like ever like asked about promoters, you know? So like he was like, I'm looking for promoters for my venue. Like we want to do this. And this was in 2022. So January of 2022. So we started it, and Matt hit me up, was like, yo, like Alejandro, he wants to do promotions. Like I really like working with you. Let's try it. So we started doing promotions every Friday night at Church and Union. And like we were like fucking killing it. Like it was nuts. Like we would get like comp tables and like comp bottles, and then like our job was to bring like girls to a club.
Yeah.
So it was really easy. It's kind of like second nature for me. Like, you know, it was like, it just felt like natural. Like it was just easy for us, because like I'm always like been like a good like person to like promote stuff to. So like we started it and it went so smooth, and we signed a contract with them, and we were doing promotions for them for Friday and Saturday nights for a year. And yeah, so we did that, and really shout out Alejandro, because he's like the only reason like we got our name out there.
Gave you a chance.
Yeah, he gave us a chance. And
Yeah.
so like now that we got like that promotions like in there, we started doing like our own events, and we started throwing like, you know, like little things here and there, and like a Thursday event, and like, you know, and then that year we did a New Year's party, and that shit was crazy. We sold like 1,000 tickets, and it was really fun. It was at Sheraton. But we also started doing some stuff with like Almost Friday. We just like Alejandro like gave us like a path, and we like used it, and like all these other venues we started working with them. And so yeah, now like I'd say we've worked with like a lot of people. Like, you know, we are exclusive to Virgin right now, so we do a lot of their stuff. I mean,
you guys have done stuff with everyone now, from DLS to Layer Cake to
DLS, Layer Cake, the W. I'm trying to even think. 1230 Club. We met Surrey too through all that. So like Surrey was like, yo, let's do this, and started doing all that stuff with Surrey. But yeah, like it's just kind of crazy how it all like worked out. So yeah, but
is that kind of what you guys had when you guys were getting it started? Is that like the vision that you guys had? Or
dude, honestly, I didn't even have like a mission statement. So
No?
After Dark started in May of 2022. So we've only been doing this for like a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know it was that brand new.
It's a brand new company.
When did Affinity start?
Affinity started 5 years ago.
Okay.
I wasn't involved with that for like 4 years of it though. So yeah, I was brought in May of last year.
Okay.
Yeah. And like it went like so much better than what I thought it was gonna go. Cause like we just started like throwing events, and like we're really big on production. So like we like good production, and we like, you know, and we really know our brand now. Like it took trial and error, obviously. Like we've definitely thrown shitty events. Like let's not get it twisted, but like we've done bad events, but like I tell every DJ like, hey, like hip hop house, like I want like 60-40, you know, like I want like party vibes. Like think like high school house party, but with crazy production.
Yeah.
Like that's like what I like envision, you know. Think of like a frat party, but like upscale.
Yeah.
VIP, you know, like that
Which
type
is
of thing.
different from what you get at a lot of places here in
Exactly.
Nashville. So that's perfect too.
So yeah, we started that, man. Like I think this year like we focused a lot on like working with artists. We did a lot of like artist release parties. We work a lot with Fly Daddy Nick Hall. He's a dope dude. So yeah, we just want to do more of that stuff. And then like next year, I mean, like if you listen to this, like this is a sneak peek, but like we're focused on like major artists.
Yeah.
Like I'm focusing like all of my time on like major artists and pool events.
Yeah.
Like I really want to open up a day club here. I just think I think like a day club would just go crazy.
Yeah.
Like there's no day club out here.
I know.
Like
I mean, you think of like a lot of the pool spots, it's all hotel spots where it's not open to public for everybody.
Yeah.
And Virgin is really like one of the only ones that
Is
will
letting
let
us-
industry come and party, which is dope. But even for them, I mean, what does Virgin fit on their pool? Because if
it's
you're
like-
wanting to throw something bigger,
Yeah, I want to throw
that's where
something
it's
like bigger. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like a 300 cap. But I want to throw like 1,000 cap.
Yeah.
Like there's like there's a club in Arizona, I think
Maya Day Club.
Maya Day Club.
Yeah.
That thing is like crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Yeah.
And I definitely feel like Nashville is warm enough for
I think Nashville
so
would
much of
thrive
the
on a
year.
day
Yeah.
club. Yeah. So
where you absolutely could.
Yeah,
that's
but-
something I think Bottled will, obviously without a pool,
yeah.
but like they would throw day parties Saturday, Sunday, and the majority of like the Bottled Blondes will have garage door open to the outside, which I'm assuming is what they're gonna build here too.
Yeah.
Which is dope because that's what you're gonna hear walking down Broadway is they'll fucking fling those garage doors open and people will just see the party inside there on a fucking Friday, Saturday, Sunday, middle of the day, and it's like, dude, they're popping bottles at noon on a Saturday.
Dude, that's what I'm excited about. Like, I just want that culture here so bad, like more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, I love that like culture. I don't know. I just love that. Like, that's so sick.
It's
like,
definitely doable. You got enough people out here, and
I think
people
you
that
have
are willing
enough,
to party
you have
and
enough
spend
tourists,
money.
you have enough locals.
100%.
Like, all these people want to party. Like, it's a given, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, Nashville's ready. I know Nashville's ready, you know? Yeah. I can feel it. Like, I think everybody in the nightlife industry can feel that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As a DJ, too. Like, even, like, that stuff's going to change a lot. So,
Yeah. I mean, it's a every weekend thing, and it's even like, bro, you go down the street on a fucking Wednesday afternoon, and it's busy as shit, and then it's like, obviously weekends are just a whole nother animal.
Yeah,
you go out at all on a Friday, Saturday night, and
it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a different world out there, man.
It's crazy.
It is a different world on Broadway, like Friday, Saturday night.
Like, we just had Maddie's parents here this past weekend while we were moving in here.
Yeah.
And I'm driving down Broadway with her dad.
Yeah.
At like 4:00 on a Saturday, and there's so many fucking people out,
dude.
And he's like, "This is insane!" Like, and he's been here 1,000 times, but he's also been here 10 years ago when it wasn't like this at all. And he's like telling me, he's like, "Yo, like, it did not used to be like this at all."
That's crazy. He's saying 10 years. You know, imagine it 10 years from now. Like, it's gonna be like nuts. Like, dude, where do you go like in any other city and see a fucking like pedal tavern?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like a party bus, or like that shit is like
and just party bus after party bus after party bus.
It's like
and it's just like
it's like
thousands of people.
like that's what Broadway is, just party buses. Like it's all just party buses. I
and
get
it's just
stuck
bar
behind
after
one
bar after bar
every
that are
time.
all just fucking packed out. So.
Dude, yeah, like this is such a big party scene out here.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. I think it's bigger than like a lot of places that I've been to.
Yeah.
Like it's bigger than
It's all so condensed too, where if you look at like a lot of other cities, you have this area, you have this area, you have this area. It's like, I mean, here you have everything that you want, like
in
all
one
right
row.
on Broadway.
Yeah. And
it's
bar
like,
hopping,
you can do like Midtown, you can go hit like DeMunbrin and go Tin Roof, all them.
Dude, yeah. Bar hopping's like such a big thing too.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like an unknown thing in other places. Yeah. People just stick to one.
Yep.
First off,
Once
you
you're
gotta
out,
pay.
you're out. Yeah.
Once I pay $150 to get in somewhere, like I'm probably gonna stay, you know? Like here it's free cover. That's crazy to me. But yeah, it's free cover. It's nuts.
Yeah. Are there any places that charge cover here?
I think Play, and
I don't even know where that is. I've never even heard of it.
It's right by like Deja Vu.
Okay.
Yeah, like right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I haven't hit up any of the strip clubs yet.
nah, they're terrible, bro. Don't go. But yeah, that spot does, and then I don't think anywhere else like charges. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. No one else charges. I think if people started charging though, people will go.
Oh, they would pay it. Yeah.
Everyone's gonna pay that, you know? Yeah.
Or pay to like skip the lines and shit. Like I thought so Milwaukee does Line Leap. It's this like app where it's like, dude, you could I feel like if places here
started doing it,
just to skip the lines, they'd make bank just off of that too.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I mean, same thing on a weekend where those lines are backed up down the sidewalk.
Yeah,
somebody just throws in $100, skips the line, they're gonna do it. But yeah, you guys from your events have been throwing on a bunch of them. Obviously, talking Virgin, you guys just did that one with Love You Bye podcast.
Yeah,
you guys got another one coming up here soon.
August 13th.
13th. Okay, August 13th. Yeah.
Yeah, we have one there August 13th, and then Yeah, we have another one on September 4th.
Okay.
We're doing
So
like
what's
a Labor
the one
Day.
for Sunday that's like that Sunday that's branded? It's you, Larkin, and then
Yeah, it's a bucket hat pool party.
okay, yeah, that's what it was from the graphic. Yeah.
I think that was a dope idea because
Yeah.
I think like a lot of people have bucket hats, so I was just like, why don't we just do a bucket hat pool party? And
Maddie loves bucket hats. My girlfriend, she's
big y'all come through, hit me
big
up. Yeah,
bucket
guest
hat
list
girl.
all day. Yeah.
We'll be out of town that weekend, but that's what I was looking at. And I was like, damn, that's a good one. That's in the works, and those pool parties are dope. So
yeah, man, there's just nobody really doing it. If you go anywhere like pool wise, like everyone's just going on the lake.
Yeah.
And that's what majority of people do. But yeah, I just wanted to curate like something cool that like Nashville hasn't seen. Like that's what I want to do. Like I just want to book artists that artists skip, you know? Like a lot of artists skip Nashville. And I'm like, why? Like this place is like dope, you know? Like people don't come here that much. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of goes back to what we were talking about of the venues that will actually bring in artists too.
Yeah. That's like
it's
very
Skydeck is really like the only one that actually brings on like DJs and stuff like that to come through.
That's like a very normal thing in other cities too, which is kind of crazy. It's like,
or at least booking the after parties. Like even somewhere as small as Milwaukee, we do that shit all the time. Where it's like, cool, you're in town, like we'll try and book this after party for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you don't even really see that here, and there's a shit ton of concerts here all the time.
Dude,
but not really like the after parties and stuff booked. So, but yeah, I mean, networking obviously is huge in music industry. I feel like it's huge any part of life.
I think it's the number one thing that gets you through. Like I think like just because you know someone, you'll get the job over someone who's more qualified.
Yeah,
I 100% will like die by that.
It's 1000%. Yeah, like it's who you know. As opposed to what you know.
I'm like, how did this DJ get this gig? Oh, probably because he knows somebody. Like, that's how it always is, man.
Yeah.
Like.
I've
huge.
Noticed networking is huge.
Yeah, I've noticed it in nightlife. Like if you just know someone, like you'll get that more than like someone who's like they don't know, who's like probably more qualified than me or anybody, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, you guys have done really well with networking for your guys' brand into all these other venues, like we're talking about, being able to throw your stuff at Virgin, doing other events at all these different venues, and then even collaborating with other brands. Like you guys have done stuff with Blank Canvas. I know you guys have talked about working with like Cisco. Doing stuff.
We know our brand and we know like what we want to do and who we want to work with. So like I think, those are all great. Blank Canvas is killing it. I look up to Blank Canvas actually. Cam is dope. He's he knows the market really well for Nashville. So it's really dope.
Is there anyone that you guys want to like collaborate with? Or I mean, obviously looking up to people like a Blank Canvas, is that something that you're trying learn from like events that they've thrown, or do you guys think that you kind of have it down a little bit more now in this year of kind of trial and error?
Yeah, I think I definitely have learned a lot through like working with them with Blank Canvas. It's not more of like who I want to work with, it's who I want to like book.
Yeah.
Because I think like with our like promotion team, like I think like
you'll be able to push whoever you're going to book.
I'll be able to push really and like that also just boosts the brand when you book a bigger artist, and I just want like that.
I agree. Yeah, even if it's something where it's crazy because you look at financially that, let's say you got to pay a little bit more to bring this one person in, where an event that you might even lose something or just like kind of break even, but then booking that person gives you that person on your guys' event resume where it's like, damn, like they booked Dom Dalla, they booked whoever.
Yeah, people aren't like, you know, coming here to like, you know, people like that aren't coming here. Yeah. But I think if you brought them here, like it would work. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you look at even like Loud Luxury being here when Diplo was here a couple times because he was here for CMAs.
Yeah, I tried to get that after party.
Yeah.
It was rough, but I wanted to get that. Yeah, because he was doing like a Thomas Wesley.
Yeah, he was doing his country. Yeah,
but apparently, like I wanted to go to the show really bad, but apparently he just played like house.
Yeah,
like a lot. Yeah,
no, that's what he does. Like he was in Milwaukee, and then 720 booked him for the after party.
Yeah,
and it's like 720 is typically more of like a hip hop club.
Yeah,
and Diplo came there and just fucking ripped house. for 2 hours, and everyone just loved it. People are like, damn, like now you just had Diplo come through there. So it just puts a little bit more onto whatever event or venue or whoever's throwing it. So
dude, yeah, that's sick. Yeah.
But yeah, we've talked about a little bit of what you got going on future. Obviously for your past, you hit a little bit of it earlier, just being sober now 6 years. However much you want to go into. I mean, kind of what happened in the past that clicked where you're like, damn, I gotta switch and get cleaned up.
Dude, I was just a bad fucking kid, man. I was bad on Xanax, bad on cocaine. I mean, bad on crack, bad on really everything I could get my hands on. I'm a like real deal like drug addict.
Yeah.
Like 100%. I know that about myself. Like I know that like I cannot use like normal people.
Yeah.
Like I just know that. And got pretty bad. Been to like three rehabs, been to jail 6 times. And like, dude, I just had like no, like, I felt like I had no hope in life, and I didn't want to change, but I had to change.
Yeah.
And so like I was forced kind of to change, really. Like I've been using for, since I was 15. So I got sober I got sober in 2017. So I'm 25 now. So I want to say that I was like 19 when I got sober. Yeah, I was 19 when I got sober. And so, I was like miserable, man, using. And, basically like put my mom through hell. And she was like, yo, you need to fucking stop using. And I mean, I've been through it all, man. I've been sent to DCS custody. I've been to jail. I've been to rehabs. So this last rehab I went to, I was kind of forced to go. My mom was like, I woke up to like an intervention. You know what that is. And so like, basically my family was just telling me all the fucked up things I've done. And it's funny now, but it was not funny, back then.
So when you like woke up and kind of come out into this intervention, I mean, are you even sober at the time, or were you just like coming off being fucked up anyway?
I think like in that span of 5 years, like using, I think I'd only been sober for the longest time, like 5 months. And that was because I had to, because of probation.
Yeah.
So I was using every day.
Were you getting tested all the time anyway too?
I was getting tested every day, dude.
Yeah.
Every fucking day.
How were you failing the test?
I mean, no, for 5 months I stayed like dry.
Yeah.
But when I got off, like I instantly just started using again. So it was, and I don't know, man. I just I found God, and I'm very open about that. And I don't know, I just found a new way of life, and I found like a reason to like not do it today. And like I think that's what keeps me going every day. I got a good support system too.
That's what I feel like would be the biggest thing. And I mean, even for most people that are dealing with that kind of situation of any kind of addiction, they might not even have the right people. Like, let's say you didn't get that intervention, or they just didn't care enough to put you through it.
I firmly believe I'd be dead, man. I mean, like, between you and me and the people listening, like, I was taking 20 Xanax a day, and I was snorting probably like an 8 ball of Coke every day for like,
How the fuck did you sleep?
I didn't, man. I really didn't. I got so bad off Xanax and cocaine, like, if I didn't wake up and take like 5 instantly, like, I would start having seizures and start like hallucinating. So I would take 5 Xanax just to like be myself. Like just to like stop the shakes and like everything. And then probably around like lunchtime, I'd take like 5 more. And this would all be like, I would be like drinking, smoking.
All in between it,
all
too?
in between this, And then like throughout the day, I'd probably take like 8 to 10 more Xanax,
Listening to a couple of stories you told, I was like, holy fuck, man. It's dude, crazy.
And that was probably like a year of my life. So that was a rough time, man. It was crazy.
So how are you when you're going through all this, through the addiction, like, especially living here? Because, I mean, if you were clean since 2019, you've been here since 2015. And you're still going out partying, all that kind of stuff too. I mean, what were you doing work wise and everything throughout this?
Like while I was using?
Yeah.
I was I worked at a burger joint.
And you were still like, what were you doing to make enough money to still be able to fucking go out and party and shit?
Oh, I was selling.
I
was selling. Yeah.
I was like, damn, Nashville is not that cheap. Where if you're still,
well, also, man, like I got sober at 19, so I wasn't even like going out.
Yeah,
I was drinking Colt 45s and Hennessy and like beer and just doing drugs. Like I've never had like a seltzer before. I've never had a cocktail.
Yeah.
Like I never like
straight fucking beer or liquor.
My like bars were like house parties, you know.
Yeah.
And my like people were like drug dealers.
Yeah.
So I didn't even experience that until I got into this culture. Like I've always loved, like I was always that kid in high school where like, I was always a music head. So like I was like making playlists on SoundCloud, and like I would have like release dates for like these playlists.
Yeah.
And like they would go crazy on my old SoundCloud, because like people like I had
just
like
you dropping a public playlist.
Yeah, just for me dropping like a public playlist. Like in school, like everyone was like, when you dropping the playlist. Like I was always like that guy, you know. And so like I've always been like big on the music side, and so like I've always had that love for it. And then like I finally like found like the reason, like what I need to do, and like this is like what I love doing. Yeah, like I love like DJing. I love the culture. I love like everything about it. I love music. I literally wake up and can't stop thinking about it from the day I'm up till the day I'm asleep. Yeah. Like it's all I think about. And I want to be able to like share that with other people. Yeah. I think the coolest thing about our events is like the connections. Yeah. Like I think like when we did the Love You Bye like podcast, like release party, like the coolest thing about that is that like after the podcast that we did with them, they were like telling us like, oh, and we met this person at the party, and we met this person at the party, and they want to sponsor this, and they want to do this with us, and they want to help us with the. It's like that's the
those
coolest,
are the connections that
that's
you build.
the shit that like that's the reason like I do this. Is like I'm like helping people like do what they want to do, you know, like I'm helping people like grow in like whatever they're doing, you know, or like when I put like a DJ that I've never worked with on an event, like that's the type of shit that like they're like, oh, this was like really dope, like thank you. Like I sometimes don't know how much that means to them until they tell me, and I'm like, damn, that's really cool, you know? Like I'm like grateful that like I got to give those opportunities to people.
Yeah,
like,
hearing those success stories has got to be pretty good.
Dude, yeah. It's crazy, man. Like it's dope. And like this guy who works with us is Larkin, like he met his girlfriend like at our party, like his current girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
So it's like that was the first time they hung out, was like at our event, and now they're like dating.
Yeah,
you know,
I just met them a while ago at DLS. At OMG Parker's release party.
Yeah. It's just like that is so cool to me. Yeah. Like I got to like create that, you know?
You're playing Cupid through these events
without even like playing. You know, like that's the shit that, you know, I have like, I've met so many fucking cool people in this industry, and that's what like keeps me going. I'm ready to meet like more people. Like that's
it. All comes back to that fucking networking piece, dude, man. And that's what it is. Yeah.
It's just cool that I'm giving people opportunities without like intentionally giving them opportunities.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's the coolest thing about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So throwing all these events and stuff, obviously being sober now and being in an industry where it's pretty drinking and like drug. Yeah. And I go through it all the time because I go through just spans where I stop drinking. I don't do drugs, but I go pretty heavy into drinking, and I would definitely say at one point I for sure was an alcoholic. Like living in Milwaukee, it's a very, very heavy drinking city, and even especially for how close together the entire nightlife industry is. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody that comes out knows everybody, from the bartenders to the DJs, stuff like that. I would feel for myself as a DJ when I would be throwing events, things like that, where if I was going sober for a couple months just to like try and get back into shape or do whatever else, I would kind of stop drinking for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And during those time periods, people would legit get like mad that like I wouldn't be drinking. Like they would come up and be like, oh, let's do a shot. And I'm like, no, man, I'm not drinking. And they'd be like, well, fucking why? Like, and not respect it at all.
That's crazy.
And then at the same time, I feel like it almost like hurts you as a DJ to not, because then people like wouldn't come out because they're like, oh, I'm not going to come out if like Declan's not going to be partying anyway. And so kind of just how do you feel with you throwing events like that? Where are you at the point where everybody just knows and it just doesn't affect you anymore? Did it used to at first?
I think like the best way to explain this is someone came up to me after an event that we had and they were like, yo man, you were so fucked up. Like you were so drunk. I saw your drunk ass over there. And I was sober. Like I be having like amazing times at my events. Like people think I'm fucked up at my events, but like I'm really just having a great time. Like when you see me behind a DJ booth, like I'm like dancing, like partying, like I'm running around, like I'm energetic. Like that's just how I am without the drugs and alcohol. Yeah. So I'm like a party without that shit, you know? And my intentions are like to throw a good event. So like that's why I do like these events. It's like my intention isn't to go there and get fucked up with the people that like I'm with, you know. Might be someone else's. That's totally cool. You know, that's like the culture. I get it. But that's just not mine. Like I want to curate that for them. That's all I want to do. Yeah.
Do you get upset or like anything like that when people come and ask you if you want drinks, if you want drugs, stuff like that anymore? Or?
Dude, yeah, I get hit up for drugs still.
Yeah.
Like to this day. Like last week, someone was like, do you still sell blow? And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Hey, bitch, I've been sober for 6 years.
I'm like, holy shit, man. No.
What did you find it like disrespectful, or do you find it just like people just don't really know?
Like, I think it's funny. You know, like every time someone's going to buy me a shot, you know, I'm DJing or something. You know, like that's just like, people just don't think. Like some people don't think like that much when they like, and I don't really care. Like, if you buy me a shot, I'm going to give it to one of my homies.
Yep.
Or a girl.
I mean, that's what I would do when I wasn't drinking. I'd be like, oh, cool. Like, you buy me a shot, cool. I'll give it to...
Yeah, like, that's, If you don't know me and you buy me a shot, thank you. But, like, you know, like, I don't drink. So it's still love, but
That's good.
I'm like, buy me a Red Bull on the mic, you know? Or something like that. Yeah.
You're like, that'll work instead. Just give me a Red Bull.
Yeah, man.
Doesn't really matter anymore.
It's never offended me. It's never, like, rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, I've never, like... been upset that I can't do it really. I just know myself too well and I know what that shit does to me. Yeah. So that's all that really matters at the end of the day. It's like I know what it does to me and I can't do it and I've accepted that and I've moved past that and like I work on that every single day. Yeah. Like I'm like I am powerless over this shit. Like it will like I will lose everything I've ever worked for in a matter of a week if I like use, because like it's off to the races for me. Like when I take a drink, like when I take like if I were to take like a shot, like I'm not the type. Matt said is the best, but like I'm not the type to like take one shot and then like you know, or like I can't go out and like drink a beer with my meal.
Social drink.
Yeah, like I'm the guy that's like got like a water bottle full of vodka in my pants, like in the club, like. While you guys are like buying shots, like I'm also buying those shots, but I'm also like chugging the water bottle like too. Or I'm going to the bathroom every 3 minutes. You're going and taking
another one right after it.
And I'm like snorting cocaine like in the bathroom, or like I popped like a Xanax or like whatever. Yeah, that's just me. Like I get way too high. There's a saying in recovery where it's like 1 is too many and 1,000 is never enough, and like that's
holy shit.
Yeah, so that's like how I've lived. Yeah, it's like
that's fucking crazy. I've never heard that, but because once you take one, it's. Like you said, it's off to the races. Yeah. So, obviously we talked about your personal life. We talked about the business side. Let's get into you as a little bit as a DJ. So,
let's do it.
Behind the decks, you talked about how you're still partying. You know, you just you just out there vibing. Still can have a good time, which I love because, I mean, now here in Nashville, I really don't drink much when I'm DJing at all. But you're still the... tone setter. And you gotta be.
So. Have to be, man. Have to be.
And we talked a little bit about your style. You like playing that hip hop, that house, and just kind of bridging the gap between the two of those at those events. How would you say that you approach your sets? Are you more of someone that you like to kind of prep, or do you just kind of have some crates and then just kind of freestyle from the feel of the crowd?
Dude, I never like work on a set, man.
No?
Honest to God, I literally plug in a USB and I'm like, whoa, shit, what am I going to start with?
Yeah.
And I just like go from there. Yeah.
Pick one song and then you're like, all right, let's get going.
That's just like how it goes. Yeah. I always, like, for me, DJing events, like I always start in like 80 BPM.
Okay.
Like that's just like, I don't know why, but like I feel like that's where, so like 80 BPM is like good enough to like start, because like the songs in my 80 BPM are like kind of like mellow, but like still like everybody knows them. And then once you get to like 90s and 100s,
yeah,
you got that like DJ Mustard era, like all in there. You got that like Travis Porter era.
Yep.
You got like all those like lit party songs in there. And then like once you go from like 100 to 120, you're in that house. And then so like then it's just like boom.
Yeah.
You know? That's how like I've always DJed. That's probably like I probably just like gave the sauce out for like a lot of like I
that's
swear
free
to God,
game, free game.
Yeah, like free game, like for DJs. Like that's just where I've always been. Like that's how like I've seen it work in venues.
Yeah,
where it's like if I start at 80, like I can go here and then go here and then like right when like peak hour is, like you're in that like fucking lit stage. Yeah,
and you're ready to go.
And then like after like 1:30 is like all the like there's like a bunch of bangers there too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what kind of influence did you have musically growing up? I mean, were you
Dude, honestly, like my influence is very like Atlanta based.
Okay.
So like I used to run around with like Terrence Escobar and like roll in these like pretty big underground artists. I know they're doing their own thing. I know that, like all love to them. They're dope. But yeah, like I was influenced by like the underground rap scene. So like I was heavily listening to like Atlanta style stuff. So like when Playboi Carti like first came out, like that'll be my favorite artist forever, I think. Yeah. So like 1000 Band Fani, Uno the Activist, like all that era of rap, like that's what I was like banging. I've always listened to like underground rap. So like even like the Sofagos, the Can, the Lucky, like all that stuff is what I've like always listened to. I've also like have a big West Coast influence. So like I mean Casey Veggies, Dom Kennedy, YG, like that type of like rap, Shoreline Mafia, OGZ, like all those dudes. Yeah, that's like what I really like was like banging. And then I like my all-time favorite too is probably like Young Thug too. I think he's just like influenced everything. And then Chief Keef too, like no matter like I've
Chicago for you.
Exactly. Yeah. You already know. So yeah, that dude was like running shit when he was like 15 years old.
It's crazy.
Yeah. He was fucking shit up. Yeah.
And shit
he's
still
got
goes off all the time, man.
He's got like timeless house party music.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like timeless music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What about right now? Who's your favorite artist now?
It's I mean it's always gonna be Playboi Carti. Like I browse through his catalog every day for sure. Yeah. Recently in like the house realm, like I've been listening to like a lot of Hugo.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like dope. I love like Latin house.
He's been on my mix show before.
Yeah.
He put out a mix. Yeah, he put out a mix for us. Fucking like once I rebooted, he was the first one back and fucking did a sick mix for it. Dude. And then he like ended up blowing up with like Tra and Marinella, all that kind of shit.
Yeah. So, see, I love like all that, like Blondish too.
Yeah.
Killing it. Peggy's killing it. Of course John Summit's like really killing it too. All those dudes are crushing. Dom Dolla's obviously killing it in that like tech house, techno vibe. But yeah, that's like with house, man, it's really weird, you know? Like I listen to a lot of like underground SoundCloud house. Yeah. Like that's just what I've always like browsed, like, and I've always
of just people
like,
that are making remixes of
like edits, remixes, like mashups. Like that's what when I listen to house, that's what I like really listen to. Okay. Yeah. And then like my all-time favorite's like Fisher. Like that dude's just like the GOAT. Like,
he's fucking hilarious too.
He's so sick, man. Yeah.
He's a wild man.
Yeah. His music is just so like, it's just that real house, you know, like that real like house vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
him, I like Dom Dalla. I think Cheyenne Giles has been putting out a lot of dope shit
too. Yeah. He does that like heavy bass house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as like DJs and edits and remixes, like he puts out
and remixes
very very playable club friendly shit.
Yeah, he does a lot of that. Yeah. He's got like festival tracks too that you can play like festivals.
Yeah, and then teaming up with like chain smokers and fucking
Knock 2 is killing it too. Yeah, that dude's fucking shit up right now. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot right now. And then going back to what you were saying before, it's people that we just like don't get to have here in Nashville much, but
it sucks,
could
man.
easily put on shows and sell thousands and thousands and thousands of tickets.
I think so, man. We're gonna test the water soon.
Yeah.
Big shit coming soon. I can't really speak on it, but yeah, big shit coming. I swear. Yeah.
What's your go-to track right now? Favorite remix, edit, whatever it's got to be.
Oh man, dude, I've been banging "Take It Off" recently.
Yeah,
like just banging it. I've had like a couple like mashups and remixes too that are like really sick of it.
Yep.
And then I've been banging "Dog Food" by 42 Doug.
Okay, Doug. Yeah.
I've been banging 42 Doug for some reason.
That's one of my homie Travis from Milwaukee would always, his manager, one of the spots there.
Yeah.
Would always like request dog food.
Dude, yeah, 42 Doug is fucking hard.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, you know, I'm like a trapper at heart, so it's like, yeah.
Biggest thing that gets on your nerves when you're DJing?
Dude, probably, oh my God. I mean, like requests for always, but like, I mean, it's when it's just like a shitty request, you know? Like
that doesn't fit the vibe.
Yeah, like I'm not
all.
playing Natasha Bedingfield, you know? Like that's crazy, you know? I don't know. It's funny. Or when someone spills a drink. That's a rough one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the wildest requests or like most random shit you've got request wise?
Oh man, dude. What is a crazy request? Probably like an AC/DC song or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just some like
in the
random,
middle of playing like hip hop.
Bro, in the middle of like, yeah, like playing hip hop. Like it's just like, why? What is Taylor Swift? That's a big one here too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get a lot of that.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, don't get a lot of Bad Bunny here.
Dude,
as I thought I would.
Not a lot of people want Bad.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people ask for Bad Bunny, which is crazy. I play a lot of Bad Bunny though.
Dude, Milwaukee, Chicago, it's like you get fucking Bad Bunny all night.
Yeah.
And then ever since I moved here, I was like, oh, like probably the same shit.
Yeah,
but
you got to get that Latin in there,
Yeah.
man. It's like the future, bro.
Yeah.
Like Bad Bunny is killing it. He was actually just here.
Bad Bunny?
Yeah, everyone.
Peso
a lot of
Puma
people saw
was
him
just
at
here
Troubadour.
this fucking weekend, yeah.
Yeah, apparently like Kendall Jenner was like trying to buy a house out here or something. But
Yeah,
Bad
he's
Bunny was at Troubadour just eating in like a skin tight shirt and like a cowboy hat. This shit is crazy, yeah.
People probably don't even fucking recognize him.
Bro, nobody knew it was him. It was crazy. Yeah.
When you aren't DJing, what do you like to listen on? Are you listening to Spotify? You already talked about SoundCloud.
My main listening platform is SoundCloud.
Yeah?
I listen to I have SoundCloud Go. I have like the pro version. Like I've always been a SoundCloud head.
I always think it's funny to see like everyone's different. Like people are like, oh, I'm on Mixcloud just listening to mixes. I'm on Apple Music, Spotify.
Yeah, I have Spotify and I had Spotify, Apple Music, and I've always had SoundCloud.
Yeah.
But Apple Music sucks in my opinion. So I hate the playlisting on there. It's terrible. But yeah, I have Spotify. I mainly got Spotify because Playboy Cardi doesn't drop on SoundCloud. So like.
Yeah.
Like,
so you had to get Spotify so you can listen to it?
I can listen to Dial It on Spotify, but I can't listen to it on SoundCloud.
Gotcha.
Bro, I'm like a Playboy Cardi, like, I like studied that dude, man.
Yeah.
He's the way he like has a fan base is like no artist I've ever seen before. It's almost like on some Grateful Dead shit. Like,
except for Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift has diehards, but like Playboy Cardi has like diehards, bro. Like people are in it. If you go like into his comment section like every day, it's like some new shit like pops up from a fan. And it's like, what the fuck is this dude talking? It's crazy, man. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah. In a rap industry, I've never seen it. It's crazy.
What is your favorite place to play?
My favorite place to play, man. Fuck, that's crazy. Probably Skydeck.
Skydeck?
Skydeck is really fun. Yeah.
What'd you play there for?
I opened for Steve Aoki and Loud Luxury. Yeah. Okay. So that was really dope. But yeah, probably Skydeck. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So branching off of that, if you could play any event or venue, like worldwide, anywhere, what would you want to play?
It's either like a fucking random like red light district nightclub in Amsterdam or Bonnaroo. Like I told myself I wouldn't go back to Bonnaroo
unless you're playing it. Yeah,
like I haven't been back since 2016. So
damn.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't care how good the lineup is. Like I'm not going. Like I just like held that to myself, and I feel like that's like real manifestation to like work for that. So yeah.
Well, now it'll be out there. So
yeah, now if you fucking who books there? AEG?
I don't know. I don't even know.
I think it is. They have like an office right off Villa. So yeah, if you listen to this, like hit me up, please.
Next year, Bonnaroo. Yeah. There we go. some fucking red light district shit would be wild.
Yeah, dude, I want to do like some weird like red light district. My brother lives in Amsterdam, so I'm just like I want to go and just like.
I was wondering where that came up. I'm like, why Amsterdam?
I don't know. The scene out there is just crazy, man.
Yeah, obviously Nashville blowing up over the last couple of years. Where do you guys see yourself going? Either yourself individually or with your guys' company?
Oh, dude. I mean, the company's gonna be worldwide, but like, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm like gonna take this shit over. Like, I want to be at the forefront of everything late night here.
Hell yeah.
Like, I want I have a goal and that's it. And so can't leave and not do that goal. So I'm gonna stay. Yeah.
Be the front man pushing it all here in Nashville. It works.
That's the plan, man. That's the plan. You know. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah.
You have any projects coming up right now, either for yourself or for the company that you can talk about?
Halloween, New Year's, some cool stuff coming up for all that stuff. Labor Day is another cool thing. I have like a semi-celebrity DJ, I guess. Not really, but like kinda, you know. Yeah, that's like mainly what I'm focused on. But yeah, there's some cool stuff coming this year. And just like new ideas for After Dark. I'm just like throwing stuff here and there in the water. So yeah.
Love it.
But yeah, man, that's
cool.
That's the plans. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time coming over here, hopping on the show.
Dude,
let everybody know where we can follow you at, man.
Yeah, at Nesh NESHWHO. Follow me on IG.
Well, yeah, we appreciate you hopping on. For those watching, you'll see YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Make sure you go follow Nesh. Hit him up if you're in Nashville. Go stop by one of these After Dark events. Pool party on the 13th. On Sunday, come through Virgin Hotels. We'll get his top tracks of the week. We'll put them out on Patreon so you guys can kind of check those out too. See what Nesh is listening to aside from Playboy Cardi. And then until next time, man, we appreciate it. Thank you guys.
See y'all.